It all started like any regular Tuesday afternoon in Cottonwood Estates, our squeaky clean gated community just outside of Tallahassee. I was in my garage, polishing the chrome on my Harley, earbuds in, chatting with the state attorney's office on a fraud consultation call. Then came the sirens. Not one, but 3 squad cars came flying down our usually quiet cul-de-sac. A drone buzzed overhead, pointing right at my driveway. And there, sprawled across my lawn like he was auditioning for a soap opera, was 15-year-old Trevor Well, clutching a Monster Energy like it was life support and screaming like I ran him over. Standing beside him, like a drill sergeant in neon, was Claudia Wellar, HOA president, suburban overlord, and permanent frown wearer. She pointed at me like she was casting a spell. "That man emotionally damaged my son," she shouted. "He denied Trevor his legal right under the Youthful Desires provision. Arrest him." I didn't even pause. My Bluetooth call was still live, and Assistant State Attorney Harrison had heard every word. The officers looked confused because, of course, the Youthful Desires provision exists only in Claudia's fantasy law book. One officer stepped closer while I calmly continued discussing property law on the phone. "My name's Dale Bum. I'm a semi-retired security consultant. I moved to Cottonwood for peace. Strong coffee, classic Harley, and zero drama. I keep to myself. I mow my lawn. Mind my business. My only rule, leave me alone, and I'll return the favor." But Claudia never got the memo. She's ruled the HOA for 6 years with a glitter pen and a clipboard. Her son, Trevor, a full-time Fortnite player with the muscle tone of overcooked spaghetti, decided one day that my Harley should be his. It started with anonymous notes tucked under my windshield, whining about toxic engine fumes. The handwriting matched Claudia's infamous HOA citations. Then came official-looking violations on doctored stationery demanding I remove my vulgar noise machine within 72 hours. For the record, motorcycles aren't prohibited in the bylaws. Things escalated. Claudia lurked around my driveway, pretending to power walk while taking photos of my garage. I even found a baby monitor hidden in my bushes. I returned it with a note for infants, not engines. Then it got bizarre. Trevor started calling me his stepdad just because I once politely told him he couldn't sit on the bike. Next thing I know, he's telling neighbors we're bonding and that I'm activating his manhood. Claudia accused me, her words, of weaponizing testosterone. He called an emergency HOA meeting, claiming the clubhouse had a gas leak. No one else showed up. She held the meeting in her living room, declared herself unanimously re-elected, and filed official minutes listing herself as president, secretary, treasurer, and sole attendee. The breaking point? Last Tuesday. I was on another work call with Harrison, ironically about HOA embezzlement, when I heard noise from the garage. I looked outside and saw Trevor inside jamming a butter knife into my ignition. He knocked a Harley over and face-planted into my ornamental bushes. Seconds later, Claudia showed up like she was waiting off stage for her cue. She dragged Trevor onto the lawn, where he groaned dramatically. Then she called 911, claiming I was grooming a minor with weaponized transportation. Yes, she actually said that. Luckily, everything was on camera. My phone, the drone, and my garage cams. Plus, Harrison was still on the call, listening to it live. The officers showed up, and Claudia launched into a speech about protecting youth from predatory motorcycle culture. She quoted something called the Homeowner's Sovereignty Clause 12C, not a real thing. She demanded I be arrested for crushing Trevor's dream. Sergeant Peterson, leading the unit, listened patiently. Then he said, "Ma'am, refusing to give your son a motorcycle is not a crime. Him trying to steal it Kinda is. Claudia turned purple. She threatened to report me to the governor, FBI, and maybe NASA. Peterson squinted and asked, "Aren't you the one who called a SWAT team on Halloween decorations last year?" "Yup, same person." They reviewed the footage. Trevor breaking and entering, Claudia making up laws, and me offering lemonade to the cops. In the end, Trevor got a citation for attempted theft. Claudia was fined for false reporting and misuse of emergency services. Word spread fast. The next HOA meeting was packed. People brought snacks and lawn chairs. Patricia Garrett, the only sane board member, motioned for a vote of no confidence. Claudia tried to filibuster using the art of the deal, claiming it granted her executive immunity. It didn't. 3 voted to boot her, 2 abstained. Claudia voted to promote herself. Too bad a simple majority was enough. She was out. As part of a settlement to avoid charges, Claudia was ordered to publish a written apology. She tried writing it in Latin via Google Translate. What the newsletter ended up saying was, "My sorry Harley, daddy of sin." We framed it. Trevor was banned from my property. The HOA bylaws were updated to include a new rule: aspirational theft. You can't take things just because you really want them. Claudia was hit with $5,000 in fines. She screamed, "This is extortion!" The judge smiled. Threatening to sue the court is contempt, so that added another $1,000. Cottonwood's been quiet ever since. Claudia's rarely seen. Trevor's grounded, offline permanently. My garage, still spotless. My Harley, still purring. And me, enjoying my coffee in peace.